Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E453, a 1958D plastic tubed roll. How's everybody doing today? Let me go grab the chip. Coin number 3. Wow, last time we had 48 or 47. Getting at both ends. Let some users get in and I'll open this roll up and we'll just get moving right along. Alrighty, let me see. There we go. Kurt Pierce, welcome. Gonna go ahead and open this tube up and get it rolling. You may hear thunder in the background. We are having some storms cooking right now. Alrighty, so we're gonna get going with coin number 1 for Sireg. Look at the reverse of probably the first 10 coins or so. Nice, pretty nice coin. Couple double die obverses. I think there's a double die reverse that's super minor on the Wexler listings. And our first coin is a normal coin. Coin number 2 for Mickey. Mickey's off on vacation. Hope he's having a wonderful time. I think we've got a doubled eyelid. Let me take a peek. We do. See if we can't figure out if this one is listed or not. See a doubling of the upper eyelid right there. Go to our cheat sheet, which is copper coins. All right, there's a couple. Oh, that one looks pretty close. That's there, that's not. All right, let's see. That marker is questionable. That might have lasted. Yep, there it is. Looks to be. That's a different scratch. Different. That's the same. That one is the same. All right, so let's look at the reverse, see if we can find, see if there's something that leave a really good remnant. That would have. That. Well, nothing set in stone, but this could be 1DL3, but we're going to look and see if it matches anything else. We'll get back to the mint mark. And I think the mint mark is farther south. Oh, that one looks like a dead match. And that is, so far, absolute. This is 1DO10 for Mickey. Get a note and put that on here. 1DO010. In reveal 452, I got charged with only had my name drawn 2 times. Well, I will go back and check. I will check right after that. If you only got, here, let me see. Let me look at something. I will go back and double check and make sure when I sort the coins. As a matter of fact, I'll do it right after. Let me see how many's on your sheet, because that is going to cause a problem. 452. You got charged for 3. I will go through and make sure you got 3. If not, I'll get you a refund. Not a big problem. Stan Horn. Wonder why I'm seeing your guys' actual, instead of your handles, I'm seeing your @ names. Coin number 3, and the winner of the giveaway is Crypto. And I'll let you know I'll either send you an email if it's missing, or I'll let you know on Sunday's broadcast. But if it is missing, I will send you an email. Matter of fact, let me write a note to myself so I don't forget, because the last time I says, oh yeah, I'll handle it, I forgot something. That'll work right there. Kurt P. Check for 3 coins. 452. Coins and Ghouls, welcome. So let me write a note for Crypto that he got the giveaway. All right, where's the little pad at? Could have swore I just had it. Ah, there it is. Oh my God. Ah, there it is. Just dropped my little Post-it notepad on the floor and disappeared. E453. Crypto. Congratulations, Crypto. Coin number 4, DC. One double die obverse so far. Pretty decent doubled eyelid. Little die break on the T of Cent. Later die state reverse. Coin number 5, IT. could be a minor, but I don't think that's got enough legs to stand on, but I am going to hold it out. You see a little bit right here, nothing on the lower serif. But I will see if it's listed. If it's not, it probably won't be. First of all, let me hit it with a 10x loop to see if I can even see it with a 10x loop. And I can. Next coin, BC. Little die clash. Another die clash. That means we should see Dirty Water popping in pretty soon. He likes die clashes and die cracks. He has been pumping out the videos lately. Coin 7, Taco John. Any good finds lately, Adam? I think I gotta tone that down a little bit. There we go. I am looking forward to the fun show. I'm going to get there a little late though, but that's all right. There's that die again. Little hit on the bottom of the mint mark. If you hear thunder, it's probably coming through the speaker. We're having a little thunderstorm right now. Too many to count. Well, that's good news. That's good news. I haven't searched anything really lately, so I can't say that I have. Now there is an RPM. See if we can't figure out what this one is. I am going to start at the back. Just makes it easier on these types. Tilted down a little bit. Into the 5 a little bit. So we got this tilting down, this coming up. Too far north. Too far north. I do think I'll end up finding this one listed if I don't find it right away. That is too far north. That looks close. There's that right here. So let me look, find something else. That is not there. All right, let me see the reverse. We got one marker I see on this. That was not there, so let me look at the other die state. Nothing there, so we are going to move on, even though this is definitely a possibility. All right, any die scratch right there. I don't see them. We are going to say that it's not 68 for now. It very well could be because it had that die crack right there on the late die state. That's not it. Could be 1mm68, but I'm not going to say for sure that it is until I really can get close and personal with it. I am going to look at this one. Definitely not that one. All right, let me see about a quick gander at the Wechsler photos I have. No, not that, not that. Don't have a lot of 58 for the Wechslers photographed, so this should go fast. There's a maybe. Definitely die state issues. All right, doesn't look like anything that I'll be able to pinpoint it conclusively to right now. It's wake and bake time. Hallelujah. All right. All right. I scored one 2025 nickel this morning. Nice. That goes here. And then we've got Ogre Coins. Welcome. David Corder. Welcome. And Stan. And if I didn't say hi, welcome, Stan. I think I did, though. Coin number 10 for Sissy. This is the last reserve or reverse I'll look at unless I see something that I just don't recognize. There's another little minor RPM. We'll see. I'm going to go through real quick for this one. It is minor. Not that one. This you should be able to see the die scratches coming off. I should be able to go through these pretty quickly unless it's listed under a different die state. Too far north, die scratches don't match. This should be a giveaway. There's a big gouge right there. Nothing in our listings. Let me whip through the Wexler listings. See if we can put a number on it real quick. Don't see anything that I can put a definitive yes or no to, so yeah, no, I can't put a definitive. So another one, our second RPM. Next coin for Alex. Should have some more reveals coming up soon for you. I think Chuck's planning on doing his reveals this weekend. He's also planning something new with the waffles in syrup or waffles with syrup. I'm not sure what the exact name is. But it should be a pretty interesting and exciting little offering. And I'm sure he's going to go over more with you during his reveals or during his show. There hasn't, I still haven't seen 2024 coins here in Florida. One roll. I got Home Depot must have got a box from somebody. And I haven't gotten any. And I haven't seen any 2025 down here yet either. The only 2025 I got somebody in Michigan sent me. So hopefully, I know my neighbor is a banker and she was getting me boxes and I wasn't getting any new coins, but the last 2 times I've asked her, she said she couldn't get me boxes anymore. And I would have to open a commercial account that she couldn't even get them for herself. Well, actually, she said no pennies, nickels, or half dollars, that you could get dimes and quarters. Coin 17, Paul Hampton. Got a double die and 2 RPMs in the roll so far. Yeah, that's how mine was. He sent me 2 rolls, and then he sent me 2 rolls of 2025D also. That was always the best part of living in Detroit, is you ended up getting both Philadelphia and Denver coins. Not sure why. I mean, I'm sure it's supply and demand, and that the armored car services know that. What is that? Is that a lamination or something smashed into the coin? That is a lamination that is retained on most of it, and a little chip is broke off right where US is. So we've got a little bit of a lamination right there, and then you see the piece that is sitting there retained below it. You can see the little break line is right there. There are proof 2025. You just got to order a proof set. They are making proof coins. All right, this should be, let me get a marker, the same. No, it is a different eyelid. Find a marker on this one. Oh, this is 1DO10. See if we got, let me get back to the page. There's a reverse marker that's real easy to see. I think there was die scratches, if I remember right. Yes. And this is 1DO10, our second 1DO10 for Sireg. Coin 20, Mickey. I am having a pool company come. I think I have to have my pool surface redone finally. Not looking forward to that. But sometimes you got to do things that aren't pleasant. I'm sure it's going to cost a few thousand. Coin 22, BC. So far, a couple minor RPMs and 2 double dies, which isn't terrible. We're not even halfway through the roll, so that's not too bad. Coin 23, Taco John. Coin 24 for Stan. Some decent coins. Next week, I'm going to have an average 44D and a 57D for the wheat rolls. But the 44D is not a gem roll, so it'll be a little cheaper. Those are the only 2 rolls I've got out for Monday. Kurt Pierce. See what we get for Kurt. Get that. Was that the one with the chip? Let me see. That was Sissy's. Let me look for that. This is yet a different one. All right. Well, we're going to see if we can't see what one this one is. Go to, all right. Lots of north, south die scratches. Pretty far south. One is close, but close don't work in this game. This one's pretty far south, and there's not a lot of them that are far south in 58. There's a lot of them that are tucked up in the date. That's a definite maybe, but it's not the same die state. Let's see what we got here. That is not there, and that would be there. Oh, that might be it. See about this. Nothing. No real good. But I own that coin. Yay. So we will check it against that. And then we'll move on looking. Because, I don't know about that. What's the... All right, run down the Wexler listing real quick. Nothing with real strong north-south die scratches that's so far south. So I should be able to just whip right through. Yep, nothing. So this is another one that needs studying. Let's see, 57. What did the 57 show? Yeah. I will have to compare that to my example. Next coin for Sissy could be WRPM 57. Yeah, it's weird. And then you hear people like New York, and then there was some people in Texas. 2024 Ds were all over Texas. It's where they need them. When the Fed Reserve orders coins for an area, they order them. And I know during COVID, I had an acquaintance of mine owned an armored car service. He since sold it. But he said during COVID, when they were saying there was a chain shortage, he says it wasn't a chain shortage, that it was a logistical problem. That he had vaults full. There was plenty of change within the city, but there was no change out in the rural areas and in the far suburbs because everybody was using credit cards. So as businesses were turning it all in and it would get picked up by the armored car service, it was all centrally located. About 60% done with the roll. Coin 29 for Mark. Well, Loomis is just rolling the coins. The Fed Reserve tells Loomis, I mean, the banks do also. The bank will say, hey, I need coins, and they get coins. Like my credit union, they won't even sell me a box of coins. And they explained why, and I guess I don't blame them. You know, in the credit union I have, they don't allow business accounts. But they were like, you know, if $25 box of pennies cost them $36 or something like that. So they pay to have pennies in the bank. Because you got to pay for the delivery and the rolling fees and all that stuff. It's not free. I remember even my wife, they ended up getting a bank branch so they could run checks and credit cards and put basically like a satellite branch in her office because armored car service was too expensive. And she didn't do much cash. She did a lot of money order and credit cards. So it worked out perfect. But when Loomis says, I need coins, because I got no coins, that's when the Fed Reserve says to the mint coins and ship them here. And they have a big palletainer. I want to say they're $5,000 now. So a $5,000 palletainer of pennies is a pretty big box of pennies. Coin 34. Mickey. Yeah, see, and that's how a lot of banks down here are, Eric. Like my neighbor, she's I don't even know what she does at the bank. She used to be a teller, but I think she's a loan officer now, and she was getting me all the boxes I wanted. And then all of a sudden she says, I can't even get boxes for myself for pennies and nickels and half dollars. She says, I can get you dimes and quarters. And I just told her, I says, well, you get me if you can get me pennies, get me them. If you you can't, then no big deal. Told her, I says, I ain't one of those freaks that searches $50 for silver coins. Yeah, if I had $50, I'd probably search them for. I'd search them for everything, though. But man, there's people out there that will go through $2,000 to $5,000 worth of halves every week, and it's like to get maybe, you know, four silvers or 440%ers. It's an awful lot of work to get $10. And that's like the people that do the hunts. They're always, some of them do hunt for some varieties, but you always hear, we found an FS 101, and then they'll look at another 71D, and they'll find it, and they'll throw it back in because it's not the FS 101. When they threw the FS 102 back in, which is more valuable than the 101, and they're throwing it back in the junk pile. I just cringe every time. It's just like you're looking for one, but you're not looking for the other one. You know, I get it. If there's 20 or 30 different double die obverse, and some of them are like, you know, fly poop in the pepper. But FS 102, that's a beautiful coin. Oh yeah, there's so many people that look, even cents, even people hunting Lincoln cents. There are so many people that buy a box to get 7 wheat cents out of it. So you've got literally, you know, maybe 40 cents worth of wheat pennies that you're keeping. But you know, hey, who am I to judge what somebody does with their time? There's so much to find. There's double dies, there's RPMs, there's all sorts of stuff to find in there. That's worth $300, $400, $500, $600. I mean, look at Dirty Water. He searches everything and he finds all sorts of good stuff. And the only way to do it is to search it. I mean, you have to do the repetitions. You can't buy a roll of pennies and expect to get rich off of it. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I saw this before. I'm going to have to go back through. But let me see if this is listed. I see right here. That's too far up, too far up, too far up. No, that's all of them, huh? Let me look at Wexler. Most of his aren't listed. His not. All right, I'm going to hold this out. Let me see. Let me look at it with the loop and see if I see it. I thought I saw this earlier. Oh man, that is awful. Awful light. Well, we'll see what I can do with it. Coin 41. Sissy. This right here. All right. I want to look and see real quick if there was another one here before I forget. Alrighty. There was. And it's minor just like that one was. Next coin for Eric or Alex. Yeah, But you know, the thing about the no FG, I got no problem with that. The problem I have is a bunch of the ones that are graded. This is 1DO10. The ones that are graded, some of them you can see the FG on, and I was always of the belief to be a no FG, it couldn't have an FG at all. Which is kind of ironic. Look at some wheat cut off whatnot. Nice. One DR1, that's actually a pretty nice one if my memory serves me correct. I think I actually bought one of those off of eBay about 5 years ago. Trying to think of the fella's name. He doesn't sell anymore. I think he might have passed away. It was Mike somebody, and he was out of California. Got a little minor RPM. We've looked for this one before. So we are just going to stick it in the pile of unknowns. There's a 1DO10. So we've gotten 4 or 5 of these so far. Cool. Probably the nicest find in the roll. That you did, Mark. You did. I don't know if you got anything else. Let me see here. I don't see anything here. Nope, that was it. And welcome. Good to see you. Hope all is going well. Coin 47. James will be doing a 47S roll. And it looks to be a pretty nice roll on Sunday. Sometime in the afternoon, probably sometime between 4 and 5 Eastern. Kind of depends if Chuck's doing reveals and stuff. I always give way so he can do his. So it all depends on that, but I got it scheduled for 5, I believe, which means it would normally start at 4:30. Because I always like to start early if I can. There's another 1DO10. So we are, the end of the roll is cooking. Coin 49 for Paul. And this is the same die that IT got. It has a little serif on top. I just don't think there's going to be enough there, but I did hold these out. If it's not listed, it won't be listed. And the final coin of the roll is an RPM. And that, let me look at that one. Isn't on the first copy of this, which means, let's see, let me look here. What number was it? 68. Had that. That could be that one. I think there's one with this that would link that together with this. So all right, I do believe that this is 68. Now let me look at the something on the head. There's a die crack. All right, there's that. This is not, I think that's a crack right there, but I'm going to have to check it out. But I do think this might be 1mm68, and I had thought that before. But this is even later die state than the one I found earlier. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. It's always a pleasure. And hope that we see y'all here on Sunday. Well, I'll check right now, but I think you missed it because I think I remember 3 coins. All right, you got 40, you got 25, and you got 9. 40, 25, and 9. So you got 3 coins. But anyways, I want to thank you again, and I will let you know about 452, Kurt. And I'll talk to y'all soon.